As you can probably remember from an update I did the other day, that this 300 TDI came back with a broken front prop shaft. It's about 5 degrees today and it's kind of nice, so the snow's melted quite good, except we're all on icy water. But I thought I'd take advantage of the warm weather to get this lifted up, put it on some stands, we'll work on it outside, take the prop shaft off and see what other damage is in there, because I think there's more to this than meets the eye. I'm not going to work on it too much, it's just to get the prop off. It's starting to snow a bit, but these things you've got to do. The other reason why I'm doing this video is you think, well, why not put it in the shop? Well, on Wednesday I've got some interesting things, because we're going to get a Series 2A in. I really want to see those fingers. We're really going to get a Series 2A in, a rolling chassis, and it's going to be brilliant. Well, I think it will be, because we're fitting the 2.25 petrol engine and the LT77 using an Ashcroft conversion kit to put it all together. Now, I've not done one, I have no instructions, I have no idea at all. It's just like all the rest of my videos I do. But I think I've got a rough idea. So Jean-Francois is coming down with it, and I think his dad's coming as well. We're going to boss this out in as quickly as possible, and that's why I don't want to bring this in and have it parked in my shop. Why? Because I'm still on with those bloody seats. Oh, those seats of that Range Rover. Do you know, I've got 11 hours in those seats, painting here, doing the electrics and messing about with that. You know, you don't realise how time goes on. And while I'm rambling on about the seats, if you ever do spray them, like I was doing, you have to be super careful not to get any runs or sags in the paint. It's a nightmare to sand off, because unlike sanding metal, which got a sag in it, you can use a flat block and block it out using a bit of sandpaper. Not on leather. It's a terrible stuff, it keeps digging in. You make the problem worse. Right, enough of that, let's get the forklift out, see if we can beat this bit of snow, get this jacked up. Right, just as I stopped doing that last scene, it started to snow a bit. But anyway, obviously couldn't find anything to lie on except for a pallet. It's going to be like Torval and Dean trying to get this off, because everything's slippy. So what I've done is I've got the vehicle on some stands here, and I've also got it, kept it hooked up to the forklift just in case. Well, let me take the camera off and I'll show you what my initial findings are. You probably can see there that that's done a number on that joint there. Prop shaft's done the obligatory banging on the floor. I bet that was noisy. Yeah, not too bad to get off, I suppose. But got to get it off. Another thing I noticed too, the swivel's not in fantastic shape. I don't know about this one here. In fact, I don't know about this axle at all. I really don't. I think what I might do, it's got a bit of a leak there, but there again, this one's dry. But does that mean it's already leaked out? I think what I'm going to have to do is try and get into this axle and have a look at the oils and stuff and put a lock. Now you're going to ask me, why didn't I just drive it with the diff lock on, Mike? Well, the diff lock doesn't work. It operates, but it just doesn't latch into diff lock. I don't know why. Another job to be done. Anyway, less of this talking about it, let's get this done. Oh, look, it's taken the bracket off there. I bet that was a bit of a bang. Yeah, that bracket there has been designed to have a shield on this car, and it obviously wasn't fitted. See, it looks like somebody taken the catalyzer. Oh yeah, the catalyzer's been replaced, isn't it? Yeah. Right, let's get on with it, and then we can get this in the shop and have a good laugh. Look at it. Well, I hope you can see this, because I can't see my LED screen. I got it off. The bolts were a bit of a bugger to get out. You can see the damage it's caused. That flange is finished, and of course on the prop shaft the yoke here is not salvageable. What a shame. Oh, the grease nipple's snapped off there. Are we allowed to say nipple? Anyway, that's gone. What a messy carry on that was. Now I have a problem now, because I'm going to have to order a new shaft, because I haven't got no used ones. And you'd be saying, well Mike, why don't you put a yoke in off another one? Yeah, but I'd like to get it balanced as well to make sure it isn't bent. The problem is, again, the guy who used to do my shafts has retired now, so it's a new one only. I don't mess about with that. Shove a new one on. I know it's a bit defeatist, but what else can I do? I can only repair things when I've got parts and things like that. I know if I had a used yoke to put into that spline, the guy could put it in pretty much straight away. And I've noticed too, I don't know if you can see that, like I say, I'm having a hard time. You see that the shaft is actually in line. This must be quite an old shaft. What they did was they moved the phase in, that's this end in comparison to this end, by 45 degrees, so they turned it round a little bit to help stop vibration. Now, while that's off, let's put the key in the ignition and turn these wheels round, and let's have a look and see how much oil's in the swivels. Just a quick check. So I put the wheel on full lock and I've got some clear shrink wrap tubing. I'm going to try it in the hole. I've already tried it once and the results were kind of disappointing. I'm going to try it at this end. So I've got right down to the bottom there, as you can see. So we're going to wipe off the outside because that'll be contaminated from excess oil, and see how much has pushed up the tube. Not much at all. I'm going to do that for the other side and then we'll have a look and compare. Again, we're going to check this other side. Now, if you do this method, don't pinch the tube. The idea is to get some oil to go up the tube, if you see what I mean. The reason why we do it like this is because the original sticky grease has been splayed around all over the place, but we don't know how much is in it. The answer is not much. I thought the swivels on this side were pitted, and then and I had a look at this side and I thought, well, you know, they seemed alright until I wiped them with a rag, and they are pitted, so they're not going to get any better, are they? Right, that's one test. That's one test out the way. Next thing, we're going to take the bung out the differential. Now I know it's tipped up in the air, but again we're going to use our little plastic rod to dip inside and see if there's any oil in it at all. Well, the diff has got oil in it, but it's the same sort of thing, problem as we had before. The oil's dirty, but you can see how grey it is because the oil's migrated through from the swivels, you know, the swivel grease. It needs a good looking at. I'll tell you one last little test we're going to do. I'm going to put my holding bar on the flange of the axle of the differential and see how much play knock if we've got that in the CVs. Hope not. Here's the tool. Just made it out of a flange off a gearbox. And it's really simple to use, but it's on a nice big long bar, so you can get some leverage. It was meant for doing the Salisbury axles when you tighten up the nut, where in this instance what we're going to do is fasten it to the flange and just try and lock it somewhere so we can listen to any play in the CVs. It's a bit awkward when it hasn't got a prop shaft on. Snowing again. This is awkward to film, but you can probably see the end of my bar here. So I'm going to squat down here, hold the bar against the stand. I'm listening for a sharp knock in the CV. I'll turn it round. Dancing on ice, it's like bloody mechanics on ice. Let's try that again. That's encouraging. Right, oh, bloody hell. I'm going to fall on my arse nips in a minute. Right, let me check the other side. Right then, what have we got to report? The CVs seem nice, they don't seem to be knocky. That's pretty good. The swivel from the swivel ball behind, the seal's gone, just like in, oh, I don't know, we had another truck like that a few weeks ago. I got oil manure. Bloody hell, what a shitty job. Yeah, and the swivel balls aren't too good. I'm going to suggest a partial strip down of this. You know, what's the wheel bearings like anyway? Nice and tight. Yeah, back again. They're alright. Yeah, maybe a pair of swivel balls and a kit with the seals, and that'll sort that job out in an oil change. Of course I haven't got any, but from now on this year I'm going to just get customers to order parts and have them sent to me. It's a lot less taxing for me, if you see what I mean, because there's not much profit in parts anyway now. So they might as well get them, you know, get them and ship them to me. So just make a list. So we've got to get a prop shaft, swivels, and some oil. Well, that's the grease comes with the swivel kit, which is good. Apart from that, that's your lot. So fortunately I can now reach up inside, now the prop shaft's off, put a 13mm spanner on the diff lock and move it into diff lock so I can drive the bloody thing. And we haven't got a prop shaft flaying around. Whether it'll come out again I don't know. But this now allows me to get it on the lift, and that's one of the problems you have with the disabled vehicles, is just moving the bloody things around. So anyway, that's it for now. Sort of looking forward to Wednesday. Should have a video together on Thursday, so you know, there might be a bit of time, but I'm going back now for a refreshing Jameson's, and then we'll put another coat of paint on those seats, and I'm going to have to call it a day on that. I can't get them any better. That's the way it goes, isn't it? Buy new seats. See you later. Bye.